Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Rocky Mountain Reserve. I'm just hanging out here by the cookie factory watching the deer go around and around and around. Very odd behavior from deer, but also entertaining. We have several things we're going to do today. The first thing we're going to do is seed this field over here in oats, I believe. I've done a little looking and we can make oat flour as well as wheat flour. So I think if we have one of these in oats, it'll be better because it'll grow much faster. And then when we're ready to make oatmeal raisin cookies, we'll be able to do that as well. So we're going to have one wheat field, one oat field, and one sugar beet field. The thing that is concerning me is being able to keep up with both flour and feeding our chickens. So it would be nice if one of our fields was a sorghum field. That way we could reseed and regrow quickly. Barley and oats are going to take a long time, sorghum not so much. So I think after we harvest this one sugar beet field, we're going to plant that in sorghum, and we're going to get our sugar from a different source, and we'll talk about that at a later date. We do have some weeds in our fields, so we're going to have to get a sprayer at some point to kill weeds. Also today, I would like to clear out a few of the trees over here, not all of them, probably about half of them. Clear out some trees, and we are going to plant a dedicated grass field. We could probably get enough grass from just letting the wild grass grow, but I think it would probably be better and more beneficial if we went ahead and planted a grass field. I think that's going to be better for us in the long run. We're going to use this area over here, this wide area over here, and we're going to incorporate all of this area down in this direction and move this road over here next to the field. So it'll be between this field and our grass field over here. It's a little lumpy. I might need to smooth some things out, but I think that's going to be beneficial in the long run. So we really have three things to do. We're going to seed that field. We are going to cut down some trees, and we're going to plow ourselves a new grass field. So let's get to work. So I was walking past our swather here, and I noticed that it was running. And so I jumped into it, and sure enough, it was running, and I jumped out of it, and the engine stayed on. And I had automatic engine start turned on, so it should have killed the motor when I jumped out of it, but it did not. So I did a little experimenting. I updated the mod. I tried turning on manual start, stopping the engine, getting out, turning automatic start back on, and then jumping in. The engine started up, and then when I hopped out, it kept running. So I have currently turned off automatic engine start. So you may see me get into something and try to figure out why it's not running. That's the reason. So I'm going to have to get used to using manual start, but that's actually a good thing because now I can jump out of vehicles and the engine will remain running. So I can jump out of a truck as it's unloading, or the various other things I can do, and that kind of improves my opportunities to do good camera angles, and it's a little more convenient in some situations. So we're going to do that. Now, this is our next issue. I can't figure out, I mean, it's obviously not going to work for planting and for various other things because I need to hire a worker at times. And I'm not going to be able to do it with this tractor. So as much as I would like to keep it, I think it's time for it to go. It was fun. It was a neat little experiment, but it's just not practical. And I hate to sell the other tractor just to keep this one because this one's not practical. So I'm going to sell this one off. We can get the most for it. And I'm going to buy a different tractor, and I'll show you guys what I'm going to buy. It's a really good mod. So I'm going to hop in here. We're not going to try taking this to... Oh, see, now I got to start the engine. There we go. I'm not going to take this to the shop to sell. I don't think I could get that much more for it. So we're going to sell it right here. So I think we can get, I don't know, 160 something. Yeah, 163, 441. Goodbye, T-Wolf. You were fun, but not practical. Okay. So, yeah, that's 175 horses. That's completely useful for all sorts of jobs. So we're going to hang on to that one. And we're going to buy ourselves a large tractor. We have 346. We're going to buy, if I can find it, this one right here. 409 horsepower, $221,000. We've done nothing to it yet. We're going to give it wide tires and wheel weights for $1,500. That's a good deal. And we're going to change the color on it. It's not the most attractive tractor. I think it looks like it has a really big nose, but it'll work. It'll do everything we need it to do. $223,000 is a really good price. We're still going to have, 120 grand left. So we'll still have more than we started with, even with making a mistake on the tractor. So we're going to go ahead and buy this guy. We're left with 118. All right, we're set to oats. And here we go. right, we are mostly done here. There's a few spots here that I want to check on. Sometimes I can't tell if they're spots that I haven't planted or if they're spots that can't be planted. I know there's a strip down the left side of the field over here that I need to cover because the worker put himself in a straight line and the field is not necessarily straight, so some of it got missed. Oops, don't want to plant into that. There is a strip right up here that we missed. So I'm going to get this, and then we are going to cut down some trees. All right, so we're going to expand our grass field, and we're going to need to lose these trees for sure. And this one for sure. Then I'm thinking about these. I could either just take these two, or I could take all of these. All right. Now these, I should be able to cut and actually make some money from them. Use lumberjack to get rid of the stumps. All right, I'm going to trim these up and get rid of all the rest of them and chop them up, and I'll bring you back when I'm ready to sell them. I'm not sure if I need to update my chainsaw or not, but it seems a little different. I used to be able to have the cutting area right there kind of right in front of me, more in front of me than it is right now. It's way off to the side now. I'm not sure if that's an update in the chainsaw or if that's something that my computer is doing oddly. Seems different. But I'm still able to do what I need to do, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. Alright, and I think this is the last one I need to cut. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about cutting that one down. So, I've cut a few trees and left quite a few trees intact. And I think that's going to be a really nice grass field. And while leaving some trees because they're pretty and still giving us enough room to expand when we need to. That tree may need to go at some point. I hope not, but we'll see. But for right now, I'm going to use a very inexpensive tool that I'll be able to sell back for exactly the same price. And we're going to go ahead and sell these logs. I don't expect to make too much off of them, maybe a couple grand. We'll see. But if you go to tools, no. Production selling points. That's where this is. And it's the mobile wood sell point. Looks like a table saw. 500 bucks. We're going to place that down and we can move it around to wherever we need it to go. And we're just going to sell our wood. Didn't get it all. All right, so we've already made about $4,000. We may make more than I thought. Is that all of it? I think that's all of it. And it looks like we made about 10 grand. That's not bad. That is not bad at all. I'll take an extra 10 grand anytime I can get it. All right, so it looks like that's all of it. We're going to go ahead and sell this. And again, I have the mod. I don't remember what the mod is called, but it allows me to any sort of production or building or just any sort of production, building, sell point, tool, that sort of thing. If I place it and it's wrong, I can sell it for exactly what I paid for it, which is a really nice thing to have when you're placing, you know, a building or a cow barn or anything like that. Sometimes it will terraform the ground in ways that you really don't want it to. So it's nice to be able to take it away, fix the ground, level what you need to level, and then place it back if you want to. So it's a good mod. All right, so the next thing is we're going to be renting a plow and plowing up our grass field. So I was about to plow up this field, and I thought I'd show you guys a little trick. A lot of times when map makers create forests, they use forest ground, and then they also use additional plants. These plants, if you'll notice, I mowed this area, but these plants were unaffected by my mower. So they're not bushes, they're not grass, they're some sort of object. So I have found that the only way to get rid of these, sometimes you can't get rid of them, but if you can get rid of them, the best way I think to do it is this. And that's to go into landscaping, and you're going to go to plants, and you're just going to find some meadow grass, and just place meadow grass over these plants. And you see they just go away. So now meadow grass can be mowed or plowed under. So now when we hit that with our plow, it's going to go away. And I'm going to check real quick to make sure that we don't have any more of that over here. Yep, there's some right there. So we'll just put some meadow grass over it. That goes away. And I think, I'm not sure about that, so I'll just put grass over it. I think then we are ready to go. Yep, looks like all of our unmowable plants are gone. I'm going to use the smooth tool, and I'm going to smooth this out some before we plow it and seed it. So I'll bring you back when I have a plow and I'm ready to start turning over dirt. I have leased a plow, and we're about to get this all plowed up. I thought about leasing the 22 meter plow, which is a great tool, but it's a little expensive. It's about 3 times what this would cost. And, you know, this is not huge, so I think we'll be okay with the 9 meter plow. All right, let's get started. And that's our new grass field. That is really going to improve the yield on our grass. We can still mow all those other areas, but the main part of this is going to produce a whole lot more grass than it would if we just left it as a meadow. These deer are still here, running around in circles. They are possessed. They should be fun to watch for the rest of this series. But for today, I think that's going to do it. If you like this video, I sure would appreciate a thumbs up or a subscription. If you did not like this video, please post a comment and tell me why. Either way, thanks so much for being here. I'll see you next time.